Hey everybody, Nick here, and today got a little disassembly for you on this little guy right here. This is the Peña Knives X-Series Caballero. So, let's go on ahead and take this little guy apart and see what we got going on. Start with, we are more or less right on center, maybe slightly favoring the clip side, okay? And the action on this thing is pretty damn good. There's really no complaining about the action. We might be able to do it a little bit better, we'll see. But let's go on ahead and start off by, yep, free spinning pivot. All right, so we're going to use a T10 screw driver here on both of the sides. And that should allow everything to come popping apart here. And there we go. All right, loosening. Okay, so the pivot itself comes in the show side, the screw going in the other. You can see here we've got ourselves a little pivot collar here. Looks nice. And actually, is this T10 too? No, that's T8. It just looks bigger because it is in a smaller screw. All right, let's go ahead. Yeah, no, this is the only side I can take apart from. Oh, there. Okay. Very shallow screw, unfortunately. There we go. Just requires you to come at it from the right angle with a reasonably sharp driver. But there we go, and we are taken apart here. Okay, so out of the box, I am seeing very little evidence of lubrication here. It's a little bit dirty. This is one of those videos where I have actually done most of the carry before getting a chance to disassemble the knife. So as a result, immediately after this, assuming everything goes to plan, I will edit my review to reflect anything I learned from the disassembly, and then jump right into filming the review. I mean, if it turns out to be a markedly different action post-cleanup or something, then I might have to take a pause, so to speak, and carry it a little bit more, but my expectation is that I should be good to go here. Reason for this is just simple. I've been incredibly busy. Oh, my God. And so as a result, I haven't really gotten around to filming this disassembly, but today I have the time. And last night and the day before, I had the time to work on the review itself. So, not that it took me a full 48 hours to write a review, but I spread the work out a little bit. And I often will come back to my reviews a couple of times before I make them live, just to make sure that I'm being fair both to the maker as well as representing things as accurately as I can. This is interesting. So if we look on the, so I'll clean that out as well, but if we look here, we actually see a little bit of a red, almost looks like maybe a buffing compound or something, or it could be, you know, some kind of, not dicum, is it? I don't know. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and just take out these parts here and give this a little bit more of a cleaning. If you're curious, by the way, about any of the tools I'm using for this disassembly and cleanup, go ahead and check out nickshabazz.com/tools. Just using some rubbing alcohol here, and it's interesting. I mean, look, does this matter? No, in no way, shape, or form. Is it coming off? Yeah, maybe a little bit. A little bit of... It does, I mean, it's certainly not rust, because this is titanium, right? I can show you that by virtue of taking a magnet here, and absolutely nothing happens, as opposed to... Yeah, it's a reasonable magnet there. But anyways, so it's not rust or anything. It's just discoloration. Okay, whatever. Go ahead and continue the cleanup process here. Leave that there. I forget what I was even saying before I noticed that. Either way, been busy as heck and finally got around to getting this guy filmed up. Oh, I was talking about wanting to reread my review a couple of times to be fair. Yeah, that's a thing. Right, I want to be fair both to you all, in that I want to give you an honest representation of what's going on, but also to the maker, in that I'm not saying things that are, you know, incorrect or perhaps, yeah, like I didn't just let a grumpy day get to me and write a review that is not accurately portraying my feelings on the matter, right? Both of those things are undesirable to me, so like I said, a little retentive. This is why, by the way, it takes me freaking forever to film anything, because it takes me a long time before I feel okay putting the content out. But it's a thing. But anyways, let's go on ahead and put this guy back together. I'm not really seeing anything else that's worth noting. You can see a little bit of glue here from the inlay fitting process. So there's that. See, the inlays are in there. Got pivot collars on both sides. All right. So we know that the part that the pivot screws into, I'm sure there's a term for that I'm currently forgetting. And I'm throwing alcohol. Oh, good Lord. As you can tell, it's been a week. But anyways, that goes in from the front side. I'm going to go ahead and put a little knife pivot lube on there. Just that way the blade is able to rotate freely. I put way too much knife pivot lube there, but that's okay. It'll distribute throughout the bearing race. So there is that. Beautiful. All right. Put a little bit of KPL. And I'm using KPL here, but I could be using Nano Oil 10 weight. Work just as well here. And drop this whole thing onto there. Now, next step is going to be a little bit of KPL there, and just a little bit there. That will, of course, fill in the detent ball hole, or I'm sorry, detent ball path. But nonetheless, and then rotate that. Now, in the habit of over-lubricating a little bit there as well. Okay, next step is going to be to install the back spacer. So the back spacer here, which, by the way, you're going to note has a 2 screws. The 2 screws are the ones that go in the back here, as well as a small post, as well as a big post, which is the lanyard post, I suppose. But there is that. All right. Do I need to do anything else here? No. Both bearings are in. Go ahead and drop that in there. By the way, we do see a lock bar over travel stop here, which can't argue with. Oh, I should add that to the review. It's one of those things that it doesn't matter all that much, but it's never a bad thing to see, right? Works out, so I guess it's worth pointing out. All right, let's go ahead, and that's my T10 driver. This is T8. These little tiny, little shallow screws. All right. I'm putting a little bit of thread locker on there, I think. And then I want to make absolutely sure that these are going into the hole, like that this back spacer is in position. That was easy enough. As I'm doing this, go ahead and drop this in here. And I didn't fully tighten down the first one before I put in the second one, just in case they were out of alignment. All right, now what I do is put in the pivot screw. And that is T10. Oftentimes with these free spinning pivots, you don't actually need to support the other side when you're tightening it back down. But we will see. All right, tighten, tighten, tighten. Okay, we are very slightly favoring the clip side, which is how we started, as I recall. Oh! That's got a little more authority to it. It's, of course, the technical term. No play. Yeah. Let me just double check all my screws here. Actually, I'm going to loosen that slightly, loosen this slightly, and now tighten. Now tighten. Centering is just where it was. Those are tight. Yeah, that's good. That's real nice. All right, so we're done. 9 minutes, not bad at all. Very simple design, done pretty damn well. Can't argue with that. Hope this has been interesting to you. And have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.